We are not enemies of our neighboring countries, and they are our brothers, but American bases on their soil will be our targets. This is a new equation. Previously, like I stated, they used to tell the hosting Arab states, if any attack is conducted from that base will be attacked. Now they're saying whether they attack us from that base or not, if we get attacked, that base gets wiped off. This is a new equation, and this is meant to apply pressure on the United States to shut Netanyahu's mouth, to close his mouth, and to put him back in his chains. Then you have another argument, who has who in chains, right? There's like an interesting game going on between the United States and Israel. But this is what Iran is saying. I don't care what your relationship is, who is whose poodle, who receives orders from who. To hell with both of you in your relationship. We care about our interests, and if we get attacked, we're going to be wiping off your bases in the Arab states. This is what Iran is saying. Now, of course, this is a message to everyone else, by the way. Like, if the United States had to get rid of 4 aircraft carriers and a cute little British forces trying their luck with Yemen now, if the United States had 4 aircraft carriers, some of the most advanced in the world, forced to flee from the Yemeni attacks, and an F-18 falling down randomly, like, by accident somehow, what can Iran do to them? Iran will sink them. Iran will be sinking the aircraft carriers if they conduct attacks against them. If they start a massive attack, hundreds or thousands of hypersonic missiles all at once, forget about that. Forget about anything. They're done. They're roasted. We saw what one missile in the most protected area in the region, Tel Aviv, has done. Landing in Ben Gurion, bypassing the most advanced Israeli and the most advanced American air defense systems. That's from Yemen. What are you going to do with Iran? Iran isn't like a toy. They're not like playing. These people, they have strategic missiles hidden, cannot be touched. They will wipe out any base they want in the region. Yet these arrogant supremacists running the United States and Israel, they think they can be arrogant with Iran. Up until when do you think you can push Iran? Like, these people have been very diplomatic with you. Iran attacked Israel twice and said this is a response to an attack against us. According to international law, UN Charter 52, clause this and that, attack ended, we attacked military bases, done deal. What? Sending a message. You arrogant fools, get the message. Shut up, end the genocide in Gaza. The United States and all of the other European countries who are abhorrent enough to still support this genocidal, satanic death cult called Israel, still supporting them, cut your support. You genocide supporting, morally depraved leaders, cut your support for the genocide. But no, they act like, oh no, nothing is happening in Gaza, and we're going to still support Israel. Well, if you're going to dig too much and you're going to poke Iran too much, you're going to get a beating. Now, Netanyahu wants this drama because to him, it's suitable for him. However, every single leader backing Benjamin Netanyahu by either directly confirming support for Israel or on the sly or pretending to care about international law and still supporting them, they bear the responsibility with them too for all of this chaos. And no amount of condemnation and Iran doesn't have a right will work. Nothing's going to work. I mean, if you have an American poll now, 97%, if not 99.9% of Americans will tell you that the United States should strike Israel. If the United States should strike any area in the world, they will tell you they need to carry out a strike against Israel. If you cared about what the Americans think. But, of course, they're constantly going against the popular demand to stop the complicity and stop the genocide. And, they're trying to pretend that, oh, no, Iran and this and that. And they'll come up with a few cases to frame a few people to show that, as if Iran is some sort of a threat. When they have been the ones threatening Iran all along and pushing Israel to threaten Iran. Israel acts as the guarding dog of Western colonialism in West Asia, the final colonial entity of the Western enterprise, with all its supremacy and racism, because it represents that enterprise, who pretended to end the days of colonialism. They have Israel, that's why. Talking on behalf of Judaism, it's not really us, but they're our allies, and and we can't criticize them because it's bad and it's not right. It isn't working anymore. It is. Who are you? Who do you think you're fooling? Everyone can see through you. Everyone can see through you, and now they are allowing Benjamin Netanyahu to raise the bar with Iran that can potentially drag the whole world into World War III. They were stupid enough, and many of the population was stupid enough to support them in what they're doing in Ukraine, proxy war, destroying the economy of Europe. So many countries in Europe are facing a recession. The fact that they're not telling you that doesn't mean that it's not existing. Destroying everything. And then they had COVID, and now they want to potentially close the Hormuz Strait. Because if you're going to do something with Iran, and Iran decides to take action, who can you blame? Who can you blame? You're talking about a case that will affect global interests and global economy. And again, the Iranians, they're not joking. So we had this statement coming from the defense minister in Iran, but there was also another revelation. There was another revelation of a new ballistic missile that Iran revealed immediately after Benjamin Netanyahu made this remark. The Iranian defense minister spoke about this, but this was the actual ballistic missile that Iran revealed. And capabilities that will be immune to air defenses such as THAAD, Patriot, and those of the Israeli regime, as they're stating in Iran, a range of 1,200 kilometers. I think they're being conservative with this figure. But they decided to publish this immediately after the threat that came from Benjamin Netanyahu. Qasem Basir, they said the name of this missile is. And they're mentioning again now True Promise 1 and True Promise 2, that these things happened. And guess what? They might happen again. Is Netanyahu able to do something against Iran? You see, this is the question here. I mean, this is a very interesting question, because you will hear people saying, well, what can they do? Look at what they've done in October. They didn't even invade Iranian airspace. The Iranian air defenses successfully took down the majority of the Israeli attack. They used Iraqi airspace that the American occupation in Iraq uses, and they launched these attacks against Iran. They killed 5 members of the Iranian army, not the IRGC. But all of the talk about Israel like destroying their air defenses, all of that is garbage, total propaganda. They didn't even dare come close. They're cowards, because they're cowards in nature. They act like all wide and big on innocent people. Cowards. Israel targets innocent civilians. The United States going to target innocent civilians. One in Gaza, one in Yemen. Cowardice. Do you think these people have the capacity to fight like men? They will be eaten. They will be eaten by their opponents. Even if you bring one for 10 people on the opposing side. We all saw the videos of the genocide diaper army in Gaza running away from the Palestinian fighters. They can't handle them. But is Netanyahu even capable of conducting an airstrike against Iran? This is a very interesting question. How can Benjamin Netanyahu threaten to this level? Technically, he has the capability. He has the fighter jets. He is still armed by the United States. And even if he's struggling, even if he is short on, because that's one of the major obstacles, by the way, even if he's short on pilots, because they were the ones who started the latest petition, right? That reached over 150,000 people signing this petition or similar petitions, that we need to stop the war. And this war is run by a man who is only interested in his own selfish things, not the prisoners of war, and nothing to do with the security of the state of Israel. And then reports in Israel that many of them are actually challenging the orders that they're getting from the Israeli army to conduct actions against Gaza, not only for them being politicized, but also for them targeting innocent civilians. Criticize, waking up now or yesterday or the day before and all of that, separate story. But that's happening. That's happening. Is he going to convince them to go to Iran? A much more dangerous adventure. He's not going to Gaza. Gaza's just down the road. 15 minutes, half an hour, they fly, they target people like cowards, and they go back, killing innocent people and children and babies and women. This is what they're good at. Totally depraved. Barbaric individuals. Iran has air defense systems. Iran is further away, and there is actual risk. There's actual risk against your life if you go to Iran. As in, if you dare to reach Iran. That's assuming they're daring, They are daring to go and reach Iranian airspace. Because Israel didn't dare. They might try with a drone or something that is not like run by a human being, riding, piloting it or whatever. Yeah, they'll do that. But a human going, that requires a level of, and they don't have that. They don't have that in Gaza. They don't have that they're only good against innocent people. But they have the capacity to. If they do that, is it going to be effective? Of course it's not going to be effective. What are they going to do exactly? Attack the nuclear program of Iran, nuclear locations? Firstly, you can't get to them. You can target the openings. The biggest bunker buster, and the US has them, can go 60 meters into concrete, right? 60 meters of concrete. How many do they have? Secondly, the nuclear facilities and even the strategic missiles of Iran, they're hidden under mountains, deep under. So you have the mountain height, and then below the ground under that mountain. You can target the opening and the ending. You can't target anything inside. They will recover for it. It will be ineffective. What are you going to do? Nuke them? Nuke them and that's it, and the world is going to end. That's it. Do you want to end yourself with that too? Highly unlikely. Now, you can try and do a show. You can try and do a show and make it appear bigger than what it is. But it's not very likely to pass this time. Iran already gave them some time before. Iran was criticized. You can say rightfully so or not rightfully so. Depends on your opinion, really. Some people viewed it as the biggest opportunity of Iran to completely get rid of them, and they didn't. Iran, on the other hand, saw this as, well, look at what's happening inside. We have our own interests too. Time is not on their side, it's on our side. Points rather than a KO. All of these things. But Iran gave them a chance twice. They gave them a chance back in April. They continued, before April, but Israel was constantly digging and poking. Israel pokes everyone. It's the root cause of evil. Israel is the root cause of evil, and everyone's supporting it as well. The root cause of evil. These people Satan is ashamed of them. Israel pokes everything around it, killing everyone. They attack Gaza, they attack the West Bank, they attack Lebanon, they attack Syria, they attack Yemen, they attack everyone around them, and primarily target innocent people. Iran gave them a chance. They poked again up until they slapped them with True Promise 1. Then they gave a chance to another ceasefire. Netanyahu, no, okay. Up until it reached a level where they had to bang them again. They slapped them another slap with True Promise 2. That time, they were shivering. They pretended like they intercepted. They were shaking. Netanyahu was shaking like this. I was live streaming the whole thing at the time for 5 hours. Netanyahu was shaking, was petrified. Daniel Hagari, his nappy was full. Everyone in Israel was doing it. Number twos they were doing on themselves because of how scared they were. Only for Israel to later on then continue. They had this mini cowardice attack outside of Iran. Nothing really worked. Now, is he going to actually go and do that again? Hoping or thinking that Donald Trump is going to join? Dude, Trump is clearly not his priority. It doesn't matter really what he stated before, and this and that. We all know his statements and, acting like he's something or trying to apply leverage or implement business in politics. Come high to reach your target. He thinks that everything is like business, but it's not the same. It's not like negotiating an estate deal or a property deal. It doesn't work like that. But Netanyahu, well, he's psychopathic enough in his own country. Why wouldn't he be psychopathic enough to go and have this attack on Iran? And by the way, this could happen at any moment now. Any moment, because he doesn't need cabinet approval. If Benjamin Netanyahu decides to go to an all-out attack against Iran, he doesn't need a cabinet approval. They're already given the okay to go, and he doesn't have to go back to the Israeli people. That's on the front with Iran. Things are very tense. They're very heated. And Yemen is in the new stage. And that new stage is we are closing the Israeli airspace. It's not just the Red Sea, the Israeli airspace. And I was wondering before, so many states who don't do a thing, hardly anything, they have all of their excuses. We don't want to give the enemy an excuse. So we're not capable. We can't do anything. And the people are being butchered in Gaza. What if every Arab country or Muslim country or any country that has any sort of decency did what Yemen does? What would happen? Would Israel be able to continue to conduct a genocide? Or is it acceptable for them, all of these people or leaders, people in power, because the United States is backing Israel? And because many European countries are backing Israel. Is that why? If all of them did one thing, Israel wouldn't be able to continue. Israel wouldn't be able to do anything. But Yemen is proving to the whole world that this little poor country, poor in maybe material things, but the richest country in substance and in what they have and what they possess and what they do, in their morale, in their faith, in their spirit, in their honor and dignity. If people at least try to copy that, it's fine to copy something good. What would happen? I don't believe we would be in the same situation.